In today's guided practice, we'll take a look at motion graphs and apply the notes from today. First, let's remember our essential question for today says, in what ways do the lines on a distance and time graph and speed and time graph differ? So think of those key words, speed, velocity, and acceleration, and there are sentence stems for you here to use. But for right now, we'll go down to the practice problems on the bottom. I see a graph titled student walking to class, and I can see on the y-axis I have distance, and on the x-axis I have time. And it says to describe the motion for each segment of the graph. So we'll take a look at A, and we see a line that's going straight up. And if we look back at our notes, for distance and time, if a line is going straight up, that tells us that we have a constant speed. So I'll go ahead and type that in. Looking at the next segment, for segment B, we have a line that's going straight across. So that means the distance is not changing. So for B, that means the student was at rest. There was no motion. Maybe they stopped to talk to a friend. For C, again, it's a straight line, but if you notice, it was at the 40-meter mark, and then it went back to 0. So that means that the student returned to the starting point at a constant speed. So I'm going to put return to start at a constant speed. So maybe they left a class, they stopped to talk to a friend, but then they realized they forgot their Chromebook charger and went back to get it. Looking at segment D, we see it's that straight line, so it's covering the same constant distance over time, so it's a constant speed. And we see that line's pretty steep. So remember, that means it's covering more distance in a shorter amount of time. So if a line is more steep, that tells us they're going faster. So for here, I'll write constant speed. And I'm going to put fast. So maybe now they think they're going to be late since they had to turn around, so they're walking pretty fast. And then at segment E, it's still a straight line, but you can see it's not as steep, so they slowed down. So constant speed. And I'll put slower. Maybe somebody told them to not run in the hallway or something like that. So make sure you get the motion for each segment filled in for this first graph, and then we'll take a look at the next graph. On the second motion graph, it's titled Student Running a Race. And then along the y-axis, I see speed. And on the x-axis, I see time. It's always very important to see what words you have on the x and y axis, because those different words mean different things. Again, we're going to describe the motion for each segment of the graph. Looking at segment A, I see this line going straight up. And again, the line is telling me what's happening to the speed. So this shows me in segment A, the student is speeding up. And the vocab term we use for that is accelerating. Looking at the next segment, B, we can see that the speed is now going down. So at segment B, the student is slowing down or decelerating. Looking at segment C, it is a straight line, so the speed is staying the same. It looks like about 5 meters per second. So at C, there is a constant speed. In the next segment D, we can see the line is going down to 0. So again, the student is slowing down or decelerating. And then at the last segment, segment E, it's a straight line also, but the speed here is 0. So that tells me at this point in the graph, the student was at rest or no motion. Make sure you get the motion for each segment copied down, and then we'll look at the graph here on the bottom. On this bottom section, it says to complete the graph to represent the scenario below. In this graph, I see I'm going to be graphing information about a student jogging. Along the y-axis, I see distance measured in meters and time measured in seconds. So I know the line I'm creating is showing how the distance is changing while the student is jogging. The first piece of information it gives me says a student jogged slowly for 40 seconds and was able to cover 40 meters. So the time here is 40 seconds. So on the graph, I'm going to find 40 seconds. And it says it covers 40 meters. So the distance will also be 40. So right here at this point, I'm going to draw a dot. Then from 0, I'm going to connect it. The next piece of information it gives me says the student stopped for 40 seconds to get a drink of water. So if the student stopped, that means the distance wouldn't change. And the time that passes would be 40 seconds. I notice this is counting by 20. So right now I'm at 40 seconds. The next part of the graph would be 60. So that's plus 20 seconds. The next part is 80 seconds. So that'd be plus 20 more. So at this point, there was no motion up to this point. So you can see the student stopped, the distance wasn't changing. Then the last piece of information says after that, the student sped up and ran 60 meters in 20 seconds. So from 80 to 100, that's my 20 seconds. The student is currently at the 40 meter mark, and I need 60 meters more. So 20, 40, 60 would take me up to 100. So this line would connect all the way to the top. Make sure you get this graph completed to represent the scenario that was described. And then make sure you go back to answer your essential question using the sentence stems.